We're counting down 19 of the worst crash test performers ever recorded from 1980 to 2010. In 19th place, the Chevrolet Cavalier from the 1990s stands as a warning about the dangers of aging small car platforms left behind by advancing safety standards. In late 1990s offset crash tests, the Cavalier's thin occupant cage collapsed inward, with the roof and side structures offering little resistance. Test footage shows the dashboard and steering wheel pushed deep into the driver's space and chest, G-forces spiking to levels associated with severe injury. Minimal side beams meant that even moderate impacts could compromise the cabin, stripping away the survival space needed to protect occupants. In 18th place, the Dodge Neon from 1995 to 1999. It doesn't matter if you were driving, every occupant was at risk. Crash tests showed the B-pillar and side structure deforming more than 30 centimeters, with door latches frequently failing under pressure. When the barrier struck, the side beams crumpled, and the doors sometimes popped open, exposing dummies to the deadly threat of partial or complete ejection. It was a fundamental design failure that made even a moderate T-bone crash potentially fatal. In 17th place, the Toyota Previa from the mid-1990s. The Previa used an unconventional midship engine layout, with the powertrain mounted beneath the front seats rather than ahead of them, and that left almost no space for a proper front crumple zone. In a moderate overlap crash, this design meant the cabin absorbed crash energy directly. Engineering analyses documented severe footwell deformation, with intrusion so deep that the pedals and floor buckled toward the driver's legs. The engine placement, intended to maximize interior space, erased the buffer that protects occupants in a frontal collision. Instead of absorbing the impact, the structure channeled force straight into the passenger compartment, putting everyone in danger. In 16th place, the Suzuki Grand Vitara from the early 2000s. In IIHS side impact barrier tests, the Grand Vitara's sills and rocker panels failed to withstand the crushing force, allowing the barrier to intrude more than 35 centimeters into the cabin. Chest G forces on the test dummy soared into the danger zone, signaling a high risk of life-threatening injuries. The side structure of any vehicle is the first and last line of defense in a T-bone crash. Here, the supposed strength of an SUV meant nothing as the cabin survival space was erased in a single violent moment. In 15th place, the 1999 Nissan Quest and Mercury Villager. In moderate overlap crash tests, the seat rails tore free from the floor, allowing the entire seat to lurch violently forward and upward. This catastrophic anchor failure loosened the seatbelt's hold and threw the dummy's head and chest into the dashboard, bypassing both belt and airbag protection. Seat and floor integrity are the silent backbone of occupant safety. When they fail, no amount of airbag deployment or belt tension can make up for lost geometry. In 14th place, the late 1990s Kia Sephia reveals a catastrophic weakness that threatened every driver and passenger. In moderate overlap crash tests, the A-pillar, the main roof support at the front of the cabin, buckled inward by more than 20 centimeters, forcing the roof rail down until it struck the dummy's head. The survival space vanished in an instant, with the windshield frame folding like cardboard and the roofline collapsing into the occupant zone. In 13th place, the early 2000s Hyundai Accent. In IIHS side impact tests before 2006, the Accent's thin side panels and lack of standard side airbags allowed the barrier to intrude up to 30 centimeters into the cabin, right at pelvis level. The B-pillar and rocker panels crumpled, crushing the dummy's hip and chest, with injury measures spiking into the severe range. Without reinforced side beams or curtain airbags, the Accent offered little more than a sheet of metal between passengers and a speeding SUV. Its budget appeal came at the expense of basic protection. In 12th place, the late 1990s Isuzu Rodeo and its twin, the Honda Passport. In IIHS moderate overlap frontal crash tests, the footwell collapsed by up to 27 centimeters, with pedals and floor metal driven deep into the cabin. Femur, loads on the test dummy soared above 9 kilonewtons, enough to shatter bones or pin legs in place. Footwell intrusion does not just break ankles, it can trap both feet, crush lower legs, and leave survivors facing life-altering injuries. In 11th place, the Chevrolet Astro and GMC Safari from the 1990s. In IIHS side impact crash tests, the absence of proper door beams allowed the barrier to push more than 40 centimeters into the occupant area, right at pelvis height. The van's heavy mass did nothing to stop the sidewall from folding inward. Crushing the space meant to protect passengers. No side airbags were available to cushion the blow, and the cabin structure simply could not absorb the force. In 10th place, the late 1990s Pontiac Trans Sport. In moderate overlap crash tests, the entire front cabin collapsed, with the steering column driven deep into the dummy's chest and the A-pillar folding inward, erasing the survival space. The dashboard and instrument panel surged back toward the seats, leaving almost no room for the driver's legs or torso. The basic structure simply gave way, turning the interior into a death zone. In 9th place, the Mitsubishi Galant from 1999 to 2003 reveals a critical flaw that turned a routine crash into a high-risk event. The steering column shifted upward by 9 centimeters, enough to defeat the airbag's protective envelope. Instead of cushioning the dummy's head and chest, the airbag was bottomed out by the column's movement, allowing direct impact with the wheel. The result was a head injury criterion score that soared above 1,000, nearly guaranteeing severe trauma in a real-world collision. In 8th place, the Ford Ranger produced from 1998 to 2003 shatters the myth that pickup trucks are inherently safe in a crash. In IIHS side impact tests, the Ranger's B-pillar and door structure failed to protect the cabin, allowing the barrier to intrude a staggering 32 centimeters into the driver's space. This collapse drove the door and pillar deep into the dummy's chest and abdomen, pushing thoracic injury risk into the highest danger zone. In 7th place, the Jeep Cherokee XJ from 1984 to 2001 stands as a cautionary tale about the dangers lurking in even the most iconic SUVs. In FMVSS 216 roof crush tests, the Cherokee's roof collapsed by more than 5 inches under static load, with the A-pillar folding and the rocker panels failing to hold their shape. This structural weakness left the cabin dangerously exposed during rollovers, a risk made worse by the Cherokee's high center of gravity and narrow track. In 6th place, the Ford F-150 from 1997 to 2003. The F-150's cab deformed catastrophically. The footwell crushed inward by 28 centimeters, driving pedals and floor metal deep into the driver's space. The steering wheel was shoved upward 8 centimeters, enough to force the dummy's chest and head into a lethal trajectory. In 5th place, the Daewoo Lanos from the late 1990s. In its 1998 Euro NCAP crash test, the Lanos earned just 1 star. The footwell ruptured and the front structure collapsed so severely that the dummy's legs and pelvis were left completely unprotected. There were no side airbags, and the thin body panels offered little resistance as the cabin folded around the test dummy. In 4th place, the early Fiat Punto. In 1998 Euro NCAP frontal offset tests, the Punto's cabin structure collapsed dramatically, with the A-pillar folding inward by nearly 25 centimeters and the steering column thrust deep into the driver's space. Dummy readings showed high chest compression and femur loads, while the footwell crumpled under impact, exposing the driver's legs to severe injury. The Punto's performance exposed a critical gap between outdated regulations and real-world crash risks, especially in angled collisions that older standards ignored. In 3rd place, the Suzuki Sidekick and Geo Tracker from the early 1990s. In government rollover crash tests, the roof structure collapsed by more than 12 inches, crushing the space above the driver and front passenger. The high center of gravity and narrow track made these vehicles twice as likely to roll over compared to other SUVs, and when they did, the roof simply caved in, eliminating the survival space needed to keep occupants alive. Consumer Reports warned buyers about the extreme risk, and Department of Transportation data showed fatality rates nearly double the class average. In second place, the Opel and Vauxhall Corsa B from 1993 to 2000 stands as a near-catastrophic example of small car collapse in modern crash testing. In Euro NCAP's pilot phase, frontal offset test at 64 kilometers per hour, the Corsa's footwell ruptured completely and the A-pillar deflected inward by a staggering 25 centimeters. The cabin structure lost all integrity, leaving the driver's legs and chest exposed to direct impact from the dashboard and steering column. Dummy readings spiked into the danger zone, with the car earning just 1 star for adult protection. And finally, in first place, the 1997 Rover 100 delivers the most shocking failure ever captured by modern crash testing. In Euro NCAP's 64 km per hour offset test, the A-pillar snapped, the firewall intruded over 30 centimeters, and the cabin folded so completely that the driver's survival space vanished. Dummy head injury scores soared above 2,000, double the threshold for fatal risk. This catastrophic collapse did not just earn a 0-star rating, it destroyed public trust, slashed sales by 20%, and forced production to halt in 1998. The Rover 100 stands as the ultimate warning. No amount of reputation or nostalgia can protect you when a car's structure gives way. These were 19 of the most serious crash test results ever recorded from 1980 to 2010. Nostalgia is good and all, but newer cars are really good at acing these crash tests. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.